To make this bracelet, you can actually use a couple different looms. I like to use 2 looms, which is set up a little bit funky like this, because we need that space here in the middle, because we're going to lay a horizontal band going across here and then 2 vertical going here. So you can do it that way, but again, you need 2 looms for this setup. You can use your monster tail, which will be exactly like this. I'm actually in the middle of making one. So you can do it that way. Again, there's nothing you need to do here. It's the monster tail. You're just going to have the horizontal band there, and then your vertical are going to go on the sides. And then you can use your regular loom, but you have to kind of work a little differently. You only need 2 bar pins if you do it this way, and you will be stretching it. The horizontal band's going to go from this pin here, and you have to stretch behind those 2 pins and then attach it here. And then your vertical bands that go there. So it all comes out the same. It's the same setup, just kind of looks a little different on each loom. But I'll show you the first step on each one. So you do also need some type of crochet hook, because you need to be able to get a bead on there for this bracelet. I'm using like a 2.75, which works fine. And then I'll be using green jelly, purple, and green and purple beads. So the first thing that we're going to do is lay 2 vertical bands. I'm going to use purple. You're just going to stretch one up on the right side and one on the left. Just like that. And now we need to grab a bead and place that on our hook. So I'm just going to place it just like that on my hook. Grabbing one of my jellies. Place it on your hook and just slide it down. So it's kind of in the middle there. Attach one side, stretch it over, and attach it to the other. Pretty easy, so it should look like that. I'm going to move this out of the way for a moment, because I just want to show you how to get that laid on the other looms in case you don't have 2. So if you're doing it on the monster tail, you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to lay 1 vertical there, 1 vertical there. I'm not going to place the bead on it this time, but place your bead on your hook and then stretch it onto your jelly, and you'll do the same thing. You'll hook it onto the left side and stretch it over to the right like that. So that's the setup for the monster tail. Excuse me. And this is the one that's most important, because it's a little different. So if you're using this one, once again, you lay your 2 vertical, just like that. And now for the horizontal band, you need to push these down a little bit. You're going to put it on this left pin over here, and you have to stretch behind those 2 pins and then attach it. So that's the only difference between the 3. And then all the steps I'm going to do going forward, you will be able to do on any of the setups. So now everyone should be able to make this. I'm going to go back to my first loom without wasting your time any further, and we can continue. So now what we're going to do, now that we have our vertical, horizontal bands and our bead laid, we are going to cross this bottom band forward. So just grab your left bottom of the band, bring it forward, and do the same on the right one. Grab the purple, bring it forward. Now what we need to do is bring the bottom band on these top pins back down here. So you're going to grab the very bottom band starting on the left, but when you go to bring it forward, you need to pull. Give it a nice tug, bring it around, bring it forward, reattach it to the pin. I know I'm losing focus. There we go. Because it creates tension and pushes it up towards the top, which is what we want. So grabbing the bottom band, give it a nice pull, bring it around, bring it forward like that. Push that down, and we're ready to add our next layer. Now, because of the size of the beads, we're not going to put a bead on every jelly. We're going to do it every other time. So this time we'll lay our vertical bands again. we'll lay a jelly going horizontal across that without a bead this time. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to grab this bottom band, cross it forward, grab the right one and cross that forward. And now we have to grab the bottom of that band. Make sure, because now there's 3 bands back here. Don't touch that bottom one. Make sure you're grabbing the second one. So grab that second band, give it a nice pull, and roll that forward. Do the same on the right side. Grab that second band, give it a pull, and roll it forward. So you're basically just bringing it back. So now we can go ahead and loop the bottom bands. So we're going to do the sides first. So grab the very bottom band on the left and the right side and release. Now we're going to do the top. Grabbing just that bottom band. And now you can do the bottoms. So just the bottom bands and release. And push down. So some of you may be saying, wow, that really looks familiar. That technique, as far as crossing the band back, has been seen by, or created originally by Jordan Teen 1. However, Suzanne did not know that. She did come up with this herself, and I just quickly want to show you the way she actually came up with it in case you want to do it that way. So what she did is, and I'm going to grab my jelly and my hook, but I need to put a bead on it. So you put your bead and grab your jelly. Now her way, you actually lay the horizontal way first, or horizontal band. So we put the bead on, place it on, like that. Now you would grab one of your vertical bands, and it is a little tricky, but I just want to show you that this is how she came up with it, because I just want to give her credits for, you know, coming up with it herself. So you hold the vertical band up like this. With your hook, you have to go inside that purple. Make sure your hook is facing down. And you got to kind of go in the purple, but under the horizontal bands. And you're going to have to figure out what's most comfortable as far as holding your hook. And push up on the vertical bands like I am. Or horizontal, I'm sorry. And once you're pushing up, you now can let go of that purple so that it gets under the hook like that. And then she just flips her hook around and attaches it like that. So you see it creates that nice tight tension up towards the top. So that's how she does it. Another way you can do it, which is also her way, I just thought it was a little easier, is just stretch it across like that. Get your hook face down, go under the horizontal band, the green one. Make sure you push up a little bit. And I kind of like to put it over the band a little bit like that. And then if you just release the purple, it can't go anywhere because it's stuck under your hook. And now you can flip it. I mean, that may seem like unnecessarily or unnecessary when you can do it the easier way, but I still just wanted to show you that option. So that's how you can do it too. It creates a very nice tension up there. But the first way right here that I showed you is how Suzanne came up with this technique and design. So I don't want anyone thinking that she stole it, because she definitely did it herself. But now you can loop the bottom bands on all of the pins, starting on the sides, go to the front, and now the back. So any way that you decide to do it, in my opinion, it does come out the same as long as you create the tension. You don't want it really sitting in the middle. You want it more towards the top. It just makes the bracelet come out better. So I'm just going to continue doing it the original way. It's a lot quicker and easier. So lay your 2 vertical bands and now your horizontal band. But this time we do not need a bead because we're doing it every other layer. So grab your purple band, cross it forward, do the same on the right side. Oh, mine came undone, so I have to fix that. So if that ever happens, the purple needs to be under the horizontal band. So just make sure you have it under there if you have to fix that. Okay, so now we're going to cross that forward. And now we have to bring the bottom band back down to this pin. So grab that second band back there on that pin. Make sure you stretch it and bring it down. Do the same on the second pin and stretch it down. And now we can loop the sides up and over. So just make sure you get all the bottom bands up and over. And now we can go ahead and do our next layer. So I think this bracelet is super cute, but super easy. So now we have to add a bead again. So I'm going to go back to my purple bead. I'm going to slide it onto my crochet hook. Grab my jelly, slide it on there, and attach it across like that. Just like that. And now we're going to cross over our vertical bands again. Now we need to grab that second band, pull it, bring it forward, pull it, bring it forward. And now we can loop the bands. So I like to start on the sides, and then the front, and now the bottom. And you just continue to push down as you go along. And that's all you do. So back to laying our vertical bands. Our jelly horizontal without a bead. If your beads are small enough and you feel like you can get it on to every horizontal band, then you certainly can do so. Just make sure you're never grabbing the bottom band except for that very first one you do. You should always be grabbing the second one. And now we're going to loop the sides, top, and bottom. So I'm just going to do this a few times. I feel like it's super easy for everyone to be able to catch on. And no matter what loom you're using, you're doing these same exact steps every time. Just make sure your bead's in the middle. If you are using a crochet hook, it may be hard to do like the looping. I usually only use it just to get the bead on, and then I go back to my regular hook. That's up to you. Okay, so it will start to grow out of the bottom of your loom. So you can just give it a tug as you go. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the length of my bracelet, and then we'll come back at the end to close it up. If you have any problems, just watch the previous instructions, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, so I did go ahead and finish up the length of my bracelet. So now we can get it closed up together. If you've watched this tutorial previously, you'll know that I am actually re-editing it and closing it differently. Suzanne showed me the correct way, which I think is so much better. So anyway, just make sure that the horizontal band that you end on does not have a bead. If it does end up having one, it's not the end of the world, but it just makes it easier when you clip it on the end. So what we're going to do, you should have just one single band on all of your pins. We're going to take this bottom right one here and move it to the right, or in the middle, I guess. And you're going to bring the top one down and do the same thing. Just bring that down. So now all three of those pins are on the side here, or bands. We're going to do the same on the left side. So grab the bottom band, bring it to the left, and bring this top one down as well. So now each side has 3 bands on it, and this is where we're going to actually attach our C-clip. So I know I did say one C-clip in the beginning of the video. I am sorry about that, because you do need 2. So just slide your hook down in there and pop your C-clip on. Oh, I missed my green one. Make sure that your hook is around all 3. Mine was not. Okay, so now I have it around all 3. And now I'm going to go to the other side and pop it on that one. Now you can take it off of the loom. Coming down to the other side, and I almost lost my other green one on this side. Okay, so coming down on this side, we're just going to attach it on both sides of the bead here. So like this. Okay, mine's stuck. Sorry guys. I've just been having not a very good time making this bracelet. My camera stopped working. My videos were getting deleted. I don't know what is going on. So anyway, this is taking super long. But all you do, guys, is just clip it on to this side here. And it looks so much better when it's done. Okay, there we go. I really want to show you guys. Ha! Finally. Alright, so there it is clipped. It's the completed delicate double beaded bracelet. So I think it looks super cute. And once again, this is created by Suzanne HB on YouTube, and she is also on Instagram as Crazy Just Might Work. Definitely check her out and give her a follow so you can see all her super amazing designs. I think this one's super cool. The beads are something new that she's been doing. Well, not that she's been doing, but that I've been doing. So I think it's so much fun. But you can also check me out on Instagram at LovesToLoom as well. And I will see you guys all at my next video. Thanks so much. Bye.